You feel lonely?
Hello.
Just me and you.
It's all right, man.
Welcome back.
This is how we used to do it all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, right? Just two of us, no guests, sitting in the chair.
It's not fun. It will be fun.
Trying to think positive thoughts.
Yeah, right.
I see you're looking. I see you're celebrating Labor Day with your local 697 electricians.
I want to thank local 697
for that nice long sleeve.
Yeah, it's cool. It's veteran themed. I got it last year for Veterans Day.
Oh, it says electricians on this.
Yeah,
you could even wear that with pride.
Ryan brought it into WJLB Studios one day right after our show and gave it to me. And
good dude.
He's a great dude. He's the president of Local 697, and I wear it proudly. I love this shirt. This is it's military and it's union, and it's got the nice Local 697 logo. So thanks to Ryan, Local 697. Love those guys. They're great.
You got yourself all covered.
Big supporters of mine always in my career. And
maybe
also,
they'll come and be a sponsor on Left to Center. That'd be nice.
They should.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah, I will wear your shirt if you sponsor our show. So you want me? You could dress the mayor.
Look out.
So, yeah.
That and the trinkets.
We'll do anything for a sponsor.
We sure, well, yeah. I guess. Well, you will. Yeah. It's dangerous. But, I want to talk about a little bit, Mayor, about just the format today. It's going to be fun. We're going to do a little, post-mortem on the last several shows.
Yeah.
Talk about those. Preview some guests that are coming up. We'll do this every once in a while, kind of a short Tuesday, and see what we can do, get some information out. Also remind our viewers they can call at 219-595-0792. And this
595-0792. This is a weird... The thing about having the phone line in here is most people are watching us.
Yes, on Facebook Live right now.
On their phone. Unless you're watching on like an iPad or watching on your computer at work. Pretty much, you can't really call and watch at the same time. So.
Or don't forget, also people are subscribing, so they're listening post-show.
I listen. I used, when we were in JLB, I used to listen to the show as soon as I walked out of the studio on Facebook Live.
You do the summary.
Now I just wait for it to post on Apple. Cause
what's the average, John? What do you think?
John,
like 5 hours, John? 5-6 hours, maybe?
For what?
For when it ends up being on Apple for subscribers.
It was
like a new episode's up.
Yes, it's usually same day.
Same day. So.
It wasn't even that long the other day, John. Like, because I saw you were doing it after the show, and then I was working out that day, and I listened to our show.
I was going to say, it popped up
it was 4 or
6
5
hours, maybe, 6 hours max. So.
Yeah.
595-0792 if you want to call.
595-0792. You could leave us voicemails. We do take direct messages. But
leave us a voicemail. So
leave them to Kevin.
Leave them real mean
signal.
ones.
Yeah,
we're watching.
But the one thing that we have been taking our reviews. I think this is important on Apple Podcasts. They have the ability to review the show, and we're getting very good reviews right now. I want to point that out.
There's been some 1
Thank you,
stars
Marissa. Thank
us.
you, Jana. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Lindsay, and your 10 personalities that you post under. So.
I saw you and I both had a review of us. So that was good.
They put my name right next to it. I only gave us 4 stars.
Tom, you're doing great.
I gave
Tom
us 4 stars. I didn't overrate us. It was 4 stars, by the way.
Gave us 5. Thank you.
I gave us 4. I mean, I gave me 5.
I was going to say that you gave
me
3,
5, Kevin 3.
So it averaged to a 4.
That's right.
Even
I am definitely pulling this train. I am the locomotive.
Tom wrote about himself in the third person. Tom's doing a great job on
Kevin,
this podcast.
you're an important part of the train too.
I
Kevin.
appreciate that.
You're like the caboose.
The caboose.
Yeah, you're the
just
caboose.
making sure things are rolling through.
I am the powerful locomotive
that
that powers this train forward, like chugging down the tracks. And Kevin, you're along. I mean,
ego is not a problem.
Dude,
for our
the
mayor.
caboose is super important.
Yeah, you make sure everybody knows the train's ending.
That's where you put all.
So I wrap up the show all right, Tom, it's time to stop talking.
What do you do with the caboose? You put all the crap you need. You put it in the caboose, right?
The guy's comfortable in the caboose. He's relaxing.
Every once in a while,
low pressure.
Every once in a while, the person in the engine compartment has to take a crap, has to go to the bathroom. Where do you go? The caboose?
Is that right? I don't even know that.
Of course you do, Kevin.
They don't have it. How is the engineer?
They don't have it in the engine. Like, the locomotive is the most important part of the train, Kevin.
The engineer has to deal with a lot.
Yeah. You don't have time to go to the bathroom there. You go back to someplace comfortable.
This is where your dad's mind is, Lindsay.
That's right.
Lindsay, come around and introduce the show to it for us. It's good to have a nice.
I am a powerful locomotive, Lindsay. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think she rolled her eyes. I'm not sure if
she knows.
on camera
She knows
yet,
what's up. powering this show down the tracks.
Welcome, Lindsay.
Locomotive
Thank you.
Dad.
It's great to be here.
I'm
Thank
Thomas
you.
the Tank.
Just
Of
ignore your
course,
dad.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's right. Powerful locomotive.
Percy, more like a Percy. But
Percy.
Oh boy, I'm surprised you guys actually know their names. I don't even remember that show.
Chase
Well,
watched it when he
I
was
was going
good.
to say.
Tommy watched it
have-
too.
Tommy watched it. No,
So
Tommy
did he.
watched
Yep,
it.
Tommy Ethan.
Yeah,
That's
Tommy
a Tommy
Ethan. There
Ethan
you
age.
go.
Yeah,
Ugh,
for
okay.
sure.
I am a Tommy Ethan. I know you're listening. I am a powerful locomotive.
They're up
Okay,
really
yeah.
early. in
driving
Bloomington.
this train down the track.
All right, here we go.
And with that, Linz,
Thank you. Hello, you're listening to Left of Center, where we cover everything from politics to important events of the day in the
And-
Midwest.
and Thomas the
quit
Tank Engine.
interrupting me.
Sorry,
this
hon.
is
Jeez.
my
I'm
spiel.
not supposed to call her honey.
Oh no, he's
I'm
met his
starting
match.
over.
Oh,
thank
my
you.
God.
Please do.
Thank you. Okay.
This is too long already.
Deep breaths, Linz.
You're listening to
Are you
Left
nervous? You're an actress. This is easy. You're reading.
She's going to slap you in like a second.
She's nervous. I can tell.
She's not nervous.
She is
She's
nervous.
irritated.
This is
No,
freewheeling,
she could be
man.
irritated.
8
Never mind. I
minutes
think I
in,
misread
best
that.
episode yet.
She's like, I think she's nervous.
And
No,
no,
she's actually
no,
irritated.
she's pissed. All right. I
Okay.
thought it was nervousness. It's pissed off.
I'm
Actually.
good.
I got the
I
eyes.
got this. I got
All
this.
right, all
Don't
right.
worry. You're listening to Left of Center, where we cover everything from politics to important events of the day in the Midwest and the nation, all while trying to have a little fun while doing it, obviously. If you can't get enough of us, follow us on Facebook at Left of Center Podcast or on Twitter at LOCPod, LockPod.
Lockpod.
If you can't listen in live, download our episodes from the Apple Podcast app and enjoy our show at a crystal clear 128 kilohertz per second. Just search Left of Center and look for our red and blue logo.
Wow, that was really
Thanks,
good.
Linz.
That's very professional.
I know.
I mean,
I'm a
you were
professional.
you were debilitatingly nervous too.
I
so-
was not
I did not
debilitatingly.
sense that.
Dude, totally. I
Thank
can
you,
tell.
I'm
Kevin.
with
Well,
you.
I know my daughter. I could read my daughter.
You know,
She's
Yeah, I know you-
debilitatingly nervous right
you know
now.
Tom McDermott. Do you think
She
he
is-
would raise a nervous?
She is like petrified right now. You
No,
can tell. You
you're
can't
not
tell.
Nervous. She's not
Totally.
nervous.
I'm more comfortable than he is right now.
No. What
Wow.
Are you talking about?
She's
Whoa,
calling you
dude.
out.
No, come on. I never get nervous.
We need to set the record straight because people are saying you're making her nervous.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
There
really?
you go.
That is-
There you go. And she's like laughing about that. She's like, he's not making me nervous. Speaking of Twitter, you know who's trending this morning?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks
Love
was trending,
Stevie Nicks.
and people were freaking out. What happened to Stevie? What happened to Stevie?
She
And I
didn't
was
die,
like,
right?
No,
She did
she
not
did
die.
not die.
Thank
She
God.
just wrote a journal entry on Facebook for some reason.
There were a lot of dudes that were. Remember, like when we were.
I
Okay,
love
so
Stevie
Tom and
Nicks.
I are obviously teenagers of the '80s, right?
Uh-huh.
And there were a lot of Stevie Nicks posters.
I had that poster
Oh, which one?
right above my bed. Why are you
On the
laughing,
ceiling?
dude? It's all
Or
right.
on the-
Why are you laughing at me, Dan?
I did
I
not
had
have
Farrah Fawcett. You didn't have Farrah Fawcett?
Farrah Fawcett.
Where'd you put it?
I
Ooh,
had
your bathroom?
Charlie's Angels, cards, collector's cards. I remember at one point,
Yeah.
or stickers or something like
Did
that.
you guys like
Wait, who'd
battle
name
the
them?
cards?
Who was it?
Stevie
Yeah,
Nicks
right. Like
against your-
who was it? Wait, Farrah Fawcett. Who were the other?
Farrah
Angels?
Fawcett was a staple.
For
back
sure.
then. That was like 70s.
That feathered hair.
Yeah.
Wait, who else were this other? I can't remember their names.
Cheryl Teagues.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
See, I knew you would remember this. It's California in you.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a step away.
You did good.
Thanks, Linz.
Thanks.
I
I know
like.
I did.
Hey, if you want to direct message the show and you want to steer our topics, direct message Lindsay, and
Yes,
she'll
please.
She'll put it up on the call board. So
Thank you.
thank you very much, Linz.
No,
Way to
good
go,
to see you.
Linz. And maybe someone will even direct message us on who the third Charlie's Angel was.
So Stevie Nicks is what is she texting about?
She
Or what is
was
tweeting
she
about?
was trending. Well, first because people were nervous that something happened to her. Thank goodness nothing happened to Stevie
I was
Nicks.
nervous as soon as you said that.
Yeah, and
Love
then,
Stevie.
and then the real reason was that she had posted something about people wearing masks and just reminding people to please do so.
I mean, like
In general.
like in the grocery store.
I mean, I'm assuming everywhere. I don't think you need to wear them everywhere. Do you?
I don't wear them outside.
I don't think you need to wear them.
Do
in
you
your
wear 'em
car.
outside?
I do not wear them outside. Although I will say that at high school sporting events, they ask you to wear them in.
But
the
there's
stands.
like a whole bunch of people there. First off, there should be no high school sports, in my opinion.
I'm enjoying them.
I
can
bet
tell
you
that
are.
much. Yeah.
Like I'm watching these
As
kids
a
play
parent of a
football
high
the other
school
day.
athlete, I like.
I'm
it.
watching kids in college football, and I'm like, these guys are crazy. They're slamming into each other and everything, and it's like, you tell me they're not like spreading germs.
Well, I assume they're all getting tested. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
or not,
that's
but,
true.
You know, and I know that, like for example,
But as
I
a high
saw-
school,
Probably not. I don't
See,
think they're
that's
testing them daily,
Like, I guarantee you in college, they're testing these guys all the time.
without a doubt.
Right.
I read something about Ian Book.
Mm-hmm.
They basically have him in
Yeah.
an individual bubble.
You know where you read it? It was in the paper.
It was?
paper this morning, yeah.
Oh, I thought I
Look
read
at
it in
you.
a like
Reading
Sports
the paper
Illustrated
this
article,
morning.
but maybe it was in there too.
No, they had it in the paper this morning. Ian Book hasn't gotten hit in all of camp.
Wow. And I read like they actually are keeping him away from other players, like just in general.
Right. Ian Book is the quarterback for Notre Dame, for those of you that aren't aware.
Do you think he's a legit Heisman Trophy candidate?
No, they said he's a 5th-round projection.
Well,
So that would be a big no.
Hey,
but
guys,
Heisman Trophy guys don't always go number one. Yes.
Kelly Reed and
Thank you.
Schmitty saved the day.
Thank you.
With
What?
the answer to the third Charlie's
Smitty,
Angel.
of course.
Yeah, Kate Jackson.
Oh,
Kate
the brunette.
I knew Smitty would know.
K. Jackson. He's like, I've got a poster of all three of them
He
right now in my
probably- yeah,
bedroom.
right.
He's like, my bedroom has
Right now.
all three, and I've got all the collector cards.
Thanks, Smitty.
Way to go, Smitty.
Yeah. He spent
He's
many,
a man of the 80s.
He spent many an hour looking at those posters when he was a
Hey,
kid.
man, those were big days.
My
Those were
generation of
heady days.
Charlie's Angels isn't bad either. We got Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh,
remember
the new
those.
one.
Yeah.
The new.
Who?
The,
No, there's even a newer one than that now.
There's a third generation Charlie's
There
Angels.
is. It bombed at the box office, but there is.
Wow, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the TV show.
One of the Charlie's Angels
Oh.
in the new one is actually a guy, which is crazy.
Whoa,
I'm
No.
just messing with you.
I was gonna say that
Dude,
would
it's
be
Wouldn't
2020,
surprise me.
man. It's
Yeah,
all right.
Wouldn't
All right.
surprise me.
transgender angel.
It's Bruce Jenner turned into Kaylee.
What's her
Right?
Caitlyn Jenner? What's her name?
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there
We
you
could
have
edit
it.
that one out, right?
We're live.
We're live. Damn.
We are
Right.
are live.
So what happens in a show if we say, like, let's say Kevin says something horribly embarrassing? Like, is it? Could we kill
Why is it?
on the
Why
spot?
am? Why does he
'Cause,
think
you
I'm
know,
going to?
It happens all
Is he
the time.
projecting?
so-
He's projecting, right?
So let's say Kevin says something horribly embarrassing, John, and we want to spike the show just to save Kevin's career. What do we do in that case?
Yeah,
The
we
internet
would, we
just
would
went out.
unpublish it from
The internet went
Facebook.
out.
All of a sudden, just black.
Yeah, right.
Black screen.
I would hate to firebomb Kevin's office.
No
to save his
delay.
career,
No
so-
delay. We have no delay, right, John?
There's no delay.
Oh.
What?
But we
Just
could
remember
always
that.
delete the live video after the fact. But
Oh, there you go. See, there's always a way.
All right.
Maybe. There's
just
really
watch your
not.
mouth.
There's
Just watch your
probably
mouth,
like some-
Kevin.
I'll try. Tom,
I know
thank
your
you.
mom's listening. Dude.
Yes, she may not be listening,
Hey,
but
Ms.
she's
Smith.
monitoring.
Hi, Mrs. Smith.
Monitoring, probably subscribing.
By the way, for the record, I've really toned down the curse count ever since I heard the Mrs. Smith was upset.
Worried about our careers.
I know. I'm not worried
Looking
about
out
my
for
career.
us.
My career is strong.
That's what I told her. Don't
I'm
worry.
strong. I
Tom
am
knows
strong.
what he's doing.
Stop laughing.
Well, you
guys.
called it dead.
I
Like
said
3
my
weeks.
career is
3
strong.
weeks
I mean,
ago,
like-
it was dead. Then it was on life support.
Might
Now
put
it's
little-
strong.
No, I'm a mayor. I mean, whether they like me or not, I'm here for 3.5 years.
You're not going anywhere.
In 3.5 years, right? So my career is outside of that. It's dead meat.
I think I disagree with that, by the way. But you know,
yeah.
I'm just trying to be a positive campaign manager.
Yeah,
well, Buttigieg has a podcast now too.
he ran for president.
And he lost, and
Yeah.
he lost for chairman,
Yeah, he is.
and he's positive.
All right, I'm running for something big then. I'm running
President.
for president.
Yeah, for sure.
Did I say the magic
Chairman
words?
of the galaxy. It's Star Trek Day today.
By the way, oh really?
Yes,
You've heard it here first.
I just announced
McDermott for president.
of the
I am.
galaxy.
I am running for president in 2024. Those are the magic words. And
You
I
better
have
be-
a federal pass.
Here we go. Great. Now,
do not have
now
the-
I am running
now.
for president in 2024. That's
Please
you have to have a
not right
different.
now.
please, FEC, do not take that seriously. We don't need to open up another campaign account.
I am running.
Bobby Lendy
for
right now
pres-
is like, oh no.
It's all right.
Legally, that was a joke.
Yes,
That's
that
what
was
they
a
say.
podcast.
I'm
For legal
running.
reasons,
I'm
that's a
running.
joke, yeah.
I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
running.
Mayor, why don't we preview? You know what? We didn't even do our sponsors yet.
Oh no way!
Let's do them.
All right, let's go. You're up first.
I am. All right. Region News Source, thank you for the sponsorship. Featuring Northwest Indiana region-specific breaking news and stories, focusing only on facts regarding our lives in Northwest Indiana. Paul Goddard and his team are proud to declare that we have no bias, or they have no bias or political opinions, just facts and truths straight from reliable and trusted sources. It is provided to the region for free. Check them out at regionnewssource.org or follow them on Facebook at Region News Source.
When I become president of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
Paul Goddard is going to be the head of the FBI. Paul,
We want to, yes.
Get ready.
Paul's
He's watching.
excited.
I'm
Paul's
taking-
probably
Said good morning.
excited.
I'm
I don't-
taking like all region people to DC with us just to keep it interesting.
You'd be
I'm
like-
not taking
you'd be like
anybody
Andrew
from outside.
Jackson when he like Tennessee and they all just
me and our
rolled
guys.
over
We're
from
just
the
rolling in, just a bunch of
frontier.
people from the region. We're gonna roll into the White House. People will be stealing like chandeliers and cups and stuff
Just like
that.
Andrew Jackson's inauguration party.
Yeah, we'll go in there and just like
The frontier. The
Stealing
region comes
copper
to.
from the White House.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
But
right.
I would be the president. So if you want to steal and I give you permission, I'm the damn president. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, well,
Right?
not really. You have a constitution to worry
But
about.
you can pardon people. Haven't you watched President Trump at all?
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, Paul Goddard, these guys are shitting all over my appointment, like right off the bat.
Ding.
Right off the bat. I'm like making Paul Goddard head of FBI, and you guys are just
I think
crapping all
Paul
over
should
him.
call
I'm going to
in.
go no
I think
on.
Paul would be an excellent head of the
I'm gonna go-
FBI. You guys
I mean,
are
I
just
like
crapping.
Paul, but
like right off the bat,
head of
man.
the FBI.
Being president's bullshit, man. Like right off the bat, I make one decision. You guys are all over me.
All right.
Paul, if you want to call in and chime in,
That was you got your money's worth today, Paul, with your sponsorship.
God dang it,
You
Paul.
became head of the
See,
FBI.
Paul, I tried to do
somehow.
one nice thing, and these guys are just crapping on me, like right off the bat. Don't they know I'm the freaking locomotive of this thing? I am Thomas the Tank.
Nice.
I gotta really get some other characters.
All
out
right,
of that
Kyle
thing.
Dempsey, State Farm Agency. Are you in the market for insurance? Do you want to find an agent you can trust? The Kyle Dempsey State Farm Agency is just that. They have offices located close to Hammond and Cherville. They have new low auto insurance rates that are worth checking out. They also help with home, renters, business, and even life insurance. Call Kyle Dempsey's office at 219-845-1571 for more info. Kyle is my insurance agent.
I owe him a call. I'm switching over to him.
He is my insurance agent.
My agent just like disappeared.
Where's your damn agent in our show?
He's no longer a State Farm agent. I got switched over like I'm sure a nice gentleman, but I'm going to bring it over to Kyle.
Kyle, you're about to get a call from Kevin.
Yes.
I got to figure out a position for Kyle. There's like probably an insurance department, right?
There's an
I'm
insurance.
telling
of
you, I'm
course.
taking the region with me. Taking the region
On
with
they
me.
go.
We're walking.
Well, here's a guy that actually I think would. I mean, not that Kyle and Paul wouldn't, but here's a guy that
Potential.
actually would. Attorney Alfredo Estrada
potential attorney general.
at Burke, Costanza, and Carberry. Locations in Maryville and Chicago. Alfredo is one of the most experienced lawyers in the area of immigration and civil litigation. Call Alfredo at 219-769-1313, 219-769-1313. Alfredo had a birthday Friday, and I saw him at the Wheel having breakfast. So happy birthday, happy belated to Alfredo. And adelante con Alfredo.
Nice.
Alfredo.
Kevin.
How was that bad?
That is horrible.
Adelante con Alfredo.
Adelante con Alfredo.
There you go. You don't have to be so excited when you say it.
All right. Oh, so Adelante is not like
What is it?
Adelante.
I mean, it can
Adelante
be.
con Alfredo.
Adelante con Alfredo.
I saw a lot of Mexican flags off of
Yeah.
trucks yesterday. What must have
Next
been
week
in-
is the parade.
next week's the parade. Got it.
Right.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I
By
know
the
it's
way,
always in September.
John Vesmar's birthday was last week.
We said it to him on the podcast. Are you like having short-term memory issues?
I do have short-term
We
memory.
celebrated.
again, though.
Never
We
mind.
said it.
It was super
Happy
important.
birthday again, John.
It was super important to me, John. Your
we know.
birthday.
Remember we went over like how you got a hold of him first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
due to
that's
a
right.
calendar
Goddamn.
error.
Now it's coming back to him. It's like,
My
wait
calendar
a minute,
error.
I do remember
By
saying
the way, I
that.
never fixed that. So next year when I'm a day early, you know what's up.
It's not because he cares, John. It's because he
It's
has
a
your.
freaking job.
It's because he has your birthday and
I go
wrong.
through. I'm like, God damn it, it's Vesmar's birthday. I have to talk to this guy.
Is it a day early?
It's
I don't
true.
remember.
I just texted you though.
Yeah.
Didn't I text you?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it wasn't worth a phone
That's
call.
enough. It's a day early. It's just a text.
It's a.
He
I mean,
care-
a phone call.
He cares though, John.
A phone call is like so personal. I mean, I figured I didn't need to go there.
This
Just
is
a
this
text.
is one of our big
Just
sponsors.
a cold text.
Guys, for some reason we're having streaming issues all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Good idea. Go to fade to black now.
Choo choo.
All right.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon. Thank you to the Martinez family for all the employees. Whoa. Thank you to the Martinez family and all the employees at Tortillas Nuevo Leon for sponsoring the show. They have been the region's tortilla brand since 1975 and manufacture flour, corn, tortillas, and nacho chips that you could find in your local and Chicagoland grocery stores with their familiar red and white logo. Visit their website at tortillasnuevoleon.com for more info.
There you go. Love their tortillas.
Yes, sir.
Love the Martinez family.
I love the chips.
Very good. All good.
I love a good tortilla chip.
Yeah.
Like-
you are. You know that
Dude.
one thing that people may not know about the mayor. If you go out and have lunch with the mayor at a Mexican restaurant, he's all over the chips.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Get your own bowl.
It's true.
With like my brother too. My brother Aaron. Yeah, forget about
Aaron's
it.
all over the chips too.
And then he'll like get the hottest stuff
Yep.
out and he'll be dumping it in
Mixing
there. You want
it up.
nothing, dude. Just like when you go to a Mexican restaurant with a McDermott, basically just like segregate
Have your own
your
chips.
Yeah. Segregate your chips for you and the rest of the table away from my freaking chips. Because those are my damn chips.
It's true.
That's right.
And there's nothing wrong with
I chow on that.
Tortilla Nueva Leon chips.
They're the best.
Bob's Plastering and Painting. Bob's Plastering and Painting provides professional, affordable, and reliable plastering and painting services with over 30 years of experience. We are licensed, bonded, and insured. Call today to schedule a free estimate with Bob at 219-616-6609. Check out before and after pictures at bobsplasteringandpainting.com. Another guy I owe a phone call to. I have a plaster repair job at the house.
No way.
I'll be calling you, Bob.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about preview, Mayor. We've got some really, really, really good guests coming up.
Do you want to talk about our next guest already?
Absolutely.
Okay. We have a guest.
Because otherwise people are going to start like, we can't
on
listen
Friday,
to this guy too long.
I have a feeling this is going to blow people's minds.
Good.
You know, and
hold on to your hats.
This is all about just being a good locomotive, just making sure that the train is strong.
John, I don't know if I like this analogy. This train analogy.
It's interesting.
I love the train analogy.
It's very region, though. A lot of trains.
I'm not going to talk. I'm not a South Shore empty train. I'm talking a full, powerful, steam-driven locomotive.
One of those two double-decker ones that keep rolling through the
just
region.
Like when you see like a locomotive that's just like silver and just powerful.
I don't see many of those.
And then we know where you are. You're the caboose.
Yeah.
And the cabooses are important.
I guess I'll take the caboose. It usually has a couch and somewhere to sleep in there.
There is. Yeah, it's nice. It's like one of those little frilly couches. Yeah. Not very comfortable.
No.
You don't see cabooses
been there for 40 years.
Anymore,
no,
though.
you don't.
I dropped it.
Just a flashing light. That should tell you about my future.
You know why, John? The caboose.
Tom's like, you're the caboose. You know, they existed about 15, 20 years ago.
Cabooses
they're
aren't
gone
that
now.
They're fading away now.
Fading away.
Unless you commute on it, the cabooses aren't that important. You can do without a caboose.
They don't even exist. They become a flashing light.
But can you do without the locomotive, John?
No.
That's right. Locomotive without a locomotive. You're just sitting
kind
there.
of a selfish part of the podcast, I think, Lindsay.
Hey, it's all right, man. I mean, everybody's got their
I
role.
just suggested to John that we should start the next episode with the Thomas the Tank Engine theme song.
Oh.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's accurate, but like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, the caboose is super important.
I mean, yeah, but you're just like, I appreciate that, but it's a flashing light now. I mean, they don't
Dude,
exist.
if without the caboose, if the train got rear-ended, then you would damage the most important part of the train.
Okay,
the locomotive.
When we were using Stevie Nicks posters on our walls, they had cabooses.
What are you using, Stevie
When we
Nicks
had
for?
them.
That is a gross analogy. When I was using my poster, like, what are you using?
Let's dig into that.
Yeah, I want to. What is it using? How do you use a poster, Kevin?
I don't know.
Mrs. Smith, I hope you're not listening. Please turn off your radio.
She's not.
Your radio.
Yeah, see, here's the problem. Your Apple phone.
When I use my Farrah Fawcett poster, like, you use your poster?
Poor Jan.
Can we get on to? Can we please get into the
That is
preview?
disgusting.
Who's our next guest?
Oh my!
Hold on to your hats.
Hold on to your hats. Mara Candelaria Riordan is Friday's guest.
There it is, Rep Riordan.
Rep Riordan and I have been friends for a long time. Her husband's appeared on the show. He blew the cuss counter off the wall, which is outstanding.
Record. He set the record.
I think it's a record that's going to stand for quite a while.
I would think so.
Yeah, unless I get on a tear one day.
There it is. There's the
look at like there's a bump up.
It's like
is
boom.
that on the TV, John? Is that on the podcast? No. Can you do that?
I don't. Yeah.
See, you have to picture like a mountain range, okay? And then like it starts like, and then it goes
Then
down,
you have
and
a
then
valley.
it bumps like real high, a valley, and then it bumps real high. That is Matt Riordan, okay? And then it drops back down
Riordan.
to Tom Dabberton, back down to the valley, and then Richard Leverett down in the valley, and then Jerry Davich went up a little bit.
Yeah, Jerry had a couple.
He did. Good guess, by the way.
Very. You know, we're gonna do postmortem after we do preview.
Yeah. So anyway, Mara Candelaria.
When? When?
Friday. On Friday's
She's
show.
coming on.
She's coming into the secret location, the Bat Cave. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring her in here, of course, blindfolded and, make her dizzy and all that. Bring her in so she doesn't know where it is.
So you said that you guys are friends, but I mean, tell me why
We've been friends
you wanted
for a long
to have
time.
Mara on after what appeared to be a pretty rocky end of campaign type of.
Because let me tell you, Kevin.
Yes.
When you're driving a train, like train I'm driving.
We're going to start losing viewers if you keep going with the train.
You have to think about what's in the best interest of the train, the powerful locomotive.
So now the train is the podcast.
You may not like coal, and if you're shoving coal into the steamy pit, right?
Yes.
And you may not love
What's
coal.
that called? The tender?
I don't know. I should know these things.
Yeah, if you're the engineer, you need to know who your people are.
I have no idea. But you have to make decisions that are in the best interest of the show. And Mara Riordan will bring people to our show.
She's going to be a great guest.
And her and I haven't spoken a word to each other since, I'm going to say, her and I were talking continuously during the campaign. I think her and I spoke in May. By the way, we were pretty nice to each other through the whole campaign also.
That's good to hear.
Outside of a super PAC of hers that kept attacking me. But we'll talk about that. But Mara is going to be a great guest. For those of you that aren't familiar, Mara ran for Congress. She was one of my opponents. She is very, very clear talker. She is not afraid to...
She will come straight. It'll be straight talking.
she will bring the heat.
She will.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great guest. And by the way, Jerry brought this up. It's about time we had a woman on the show to brighten things up, even though it's nice to have Lindsay, which definitely brightens things up.
Yeah.
It'll be good to have Mara
Lindsay
on.
is a woman.
She is.
Yes.
I know. But
Yes.
I mean, a full-time guest.
Oh, really?
Lindsay's always here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys told me. I was totally unaware.
Your dad said that.
So where are Lindsay and John on this train? They're like middle cars.
Box cars. Maybe a tanker.
The ones that like the hobos open the doors and squat in.
Boy, John.
Hobos live in John.
John, show him how important you are by just cutting the feed. Like, why can't we hear Tom anymore?
I think I'm the guy shoveling the coal.
Oh, you're the tender.
Oh, you
All right,
could come
go.
in. You could come in the locomotive every once in a while, as long as you're
For a
working
visit.
hard, right? And then you can just get the hell out when you're done.
Then text me when you need me.
Yeah, right the day before your birthday.
So anyway, we got Mara lined up. I'm sorry, did I cut you off, John?
I'm just going back to the Mara thing. People are in shock on the comment thread.
Oh, that's
Really?
awesome.
They are ready. They're
Awesome.
ready for
I'm
Friday.
ready too.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm glad. Mara and I, it's going to be an interesting show because I was looking through the text chains that I still have alive from during the campaign. Her and I were communicating pretty continuously through the campaign. Sometimes on a debate stage, we'd be texting each other, but it's going to be a good show. I like the interesting thing about when Matt was in the studio is hearing Matt's perspective on things, and it's going to be real.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mayor. Go ahead.
Having Mara in her perspective and hearing how she was viewing the world compared to how you and I were viewing the world,
There were some things that Matt said that really were shocking to me and surprising me. His insight on just like how Mara's part of the campaign and like how Mara was really driving that. And I always thought, I'm sure Matt's really. I mean, he was involved, but Mara. It just goes to show you, Mara was very, very much driving, their campaign. So it was exciting. And I'm excited to have her on Friday.
Well, that's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to Friday, 7:30. We should have a great crowd.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it a lot. So another upcoming show, just to talk about a few of our upcoming guests, so that you don't unsubscribe and never listen to us again. I want to tease you. I'm teasing.
Teaser.
Let's tease, Kevin.
It's a teaser.
I'm going to tease you with
carrot.
How about
carrot
this? How about this tease? How about Representative Chris Chung? How about that, huh?
Whoa.
You like that?
I
You
do
like
like
getting
that.
teased with that, huh? That's right.
This is.
Yeah, I'm with you, John.
I'm tickling.
He had way too much coffee this morning. Did you start out with a Red Bull today?
No, Lindsay made my coffee.
Lindsay, let's use.
I think she got this
You know
coffee.
what, Lindsay? It's back to the decaf for
Do you
your
like
dad. I
getting
think.
teased with that?
How about that little tease? Chris Chung is coming in this studio to do it. It's not for a while though, but we're confirmed.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Representative Chung.
Representative Chris is in a heated race against
Rematch.
A rematch against a gentleman that beat him, that he beat before, and a gentleman that was there for a long time. We don't need to mention that guy's name, right? It might be a woman, actually. It could be a woman.
No, it's not.
His opponent could be
Former Representative Slager.
What? You said his name. You're not supposed to say his name.
Well, I just want to make sure we lay out the match.
We're fair and balanced now.
Not fair and balanced.
We're fair and balanced
No,
now,
we're
huh?
not. I just
Sorry about that, Chris.
I think that's exciting.
Chris, it was Kevin that blew it.
Representative Chung will be on. And by the way, I want to say youngest member of the legislature, if not when elected. Maybe
I would
still
say
is.
no doubt he's the youngest member.
And maybe only Asian American.
I think he's
the,
definitely the only Asian member of the House. I wonder if we've ever in Indiana's history. He might be the first in Indiana's history. We have to ask him that.
That's crazy. 2020 and we have the first Asian.
Yeah,
and that's something.
I don't know. I don't know for sure on that. That's something we should definitely ask him. But he's an impressive young man.
He sure is. Did a great job on the debate. He moderated the debate at the
Young
Maryville
Democrats.
Library. Yep,
it was the best debate we had,
without a doubt.
Without a doubt, it was a big crowd and it was fair. Chris did a good job. I was, and for him being a young guy like he was to put together a congressional debate and run it the way he did, I thought it was very impressive. And I made sure I texted him after and said thank you. But I appreciate him coming on the show.
I do too. It's going to be a lot of fun, and he's got a very interesting perspective. I think he probably is more on the progressive. He is kind of moderate to progressive.
He's definitely
progressive front.
further left than I am, which is fine. I mean, we're all in the same party, but he is definitely more liberal than I am.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to have Chris on because he really is thoughtful, and it'll be a good
I'd
show.
compare his politics to my daughter's politics.
All right, well then.
Right, Linz? Lindsay's pretty left. Right, Linz?
What is my politics?
I think you're way more left than your father, right?
Yes, but I do work for a moderate campaign.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't mean, I agree. But like, you are definitely, your personal brand of politics is more.
I'm a moderate liberal, meaning
Okay.
that I'm between moderate and
You're
liberal.
center of
Is there
left.
like a little? Is there a name for that? Like
Center
a
of left.
liberal?
Liberal, moderate liberal, a liberal.
I'm in
Moderal?
between the
She's center
liberal
of left.
moderate and then the liberal liberal.
There you go. All right.
All
Well,
right.
we're going to find out where Chris is. Actually, he's been a great representative for that district. Was elected in a midterm, which to me that was a big feat in itself.
Hell yeah.
Winning in a
It was huge.
midterm
That was one of the shocks of 2 years ago.
of 2018 for
2018,
sure. Yeah,
right.
won
Chris
a
winning.
midterm.
Because when he beat Hal, Hal's district was gerrymandered for Hal himself by the Speaker of the House, Brian Bosma, because Hal Slager and Brian Bosma were roommates in college. They literally gerrymandered the district so Hal
Because
could
it used to
run
be Tom O'Donnell's district.
and then Tom O'Donnell's district.
Oh no, that was
I mean, it wasn't
sorry.
Tom's.
It was, but he ran for it as well.
Right.
Yeah, Hal Slager beat Tom. Hal Slager beat
trying to
Weezer,
remember
Jim
who it was.
Weezer.
I know, but who was it before Hal? I don't remember. It was in 2008.
Was that Stevenson's district? I don't
No, it
remember.
wasn't that far south. But anyway, we got Representative Chris coming in. How about another tickle? How about another tickle?
Tickle. Now it's a.
I need a feather.
John, we went from tease to tickle.
Anybody want to get tickled?
We're off
Hey.
the train. We're off the train analogy.
I got
Now
another.
we're into
I'm
tickling and
all over the
teasing.
train analogy. I am bringing a freaking train in for show and tell.
All right.
All right, Linda Lawson.
Wow.
Another.
Our former state rep. We've gone rep.
I did that on purpose. Well, I did rep Chris, and then I was like, okay, Linda makes sense to go into because I want
rep
to
Mara.
segue. and rep Mara.
That's
Holy
what I'm saying.
Toledo.
Triple rep.
Triple rep. That is outstanding.
And now LG candidate Linda Lawson.
Linda Lawson is going to be on our show. It's coming up in a couple weeks, Linz. Right. Chris is closer to election day, but we're just throwing it out there.
Former minority leader of the House.
Linda was the former minority leader of the House. She was Hammond's first female police officer
Under your dad.
under my dad.
How progressive he was.
He was very progressive. And Linda was a captain in the police department when she retired, which is third highest rank, which is very impressive. She gets elected to the Indiana State House and serves over 20 years down there. Easily over 20 years, right?
Yeah, I know she'll bring up that I was her paper boy. She always likes to do that.
Yeah.
She'll embarrass me.
It's all right.
I know. I'm ready for
You were
it.
a capitalist from the young age.
She's called me that in the middle of the state house. I think
It's
I could
okay.
take it here in the podcast.
So are you like not proud of it?
I love saying I was a Hammond Times paper boy.
You know what I did?
When the paper was in the afternoon, by the way.
I was the one that
delivered the
delivered the
papers.
papers to people like yourself.
You were the guy that threw them at me as I was waiting.
I
at
threw
the
them in your
corner.
front yard at like 4 a.m.
I had to go to the corner of Cleveland and 160.
We
Cleveland
always
and
brought it
Holman
to the
get
house.
mine.
We brought it to the house, buddy.
On Sundays, not on the weekdays. They used to get dropped. The bundles used to get dropped for my route.
I don't know who's
Cleveland and Holman,
You got screwed, buddy.
right by
Like,
Kenwood School.
They obviously didn't respect you. Like I respected people.
Thank you.
I
If
would
only
bring it-
you could have brought.
I would
the
put it
bundles
right
to
on
my
their
house.
damn front lawn. Like, bam, here you go, front lawn.
That's nice of you.
I know, because I
was a
care about
summer
my
job?
job. I care about my job. That's why I got promoted to the locomotive, Kevin, because I care about my job.
Worked hard.
But yeah, you think they just put
Put
any
in his
regular
effort.
Joe in charge of a locomotive? They just
No,
say they
I
look
think
for the
it's-
best
I think it's a
and the brightest.
union job. It's a
It's
something
union,
you earn.
it's a
I think it is.
seniority driven.
No, I think these guys are union. I love engineers.
All right, so we got Linda Lawson coming up.
That's going to be great. So that's a lot of really good guests. And I got
I
to
got
say,
another
just
one. I got
in
another
general, you got one more. I was going to say.
I want to keep tickling.
All right. Well, let me before you.
I'm like a
tickle-
creepy uncle.
All right. So I could see that today. So keep that tease there for a second. I just wanted to say in general, I think we've been really lucky to have such a outpouring of requests to be guests on the
Yeah,
show.
very very cool.
What are we 8 shows in, John, and we've had 5 guests.
Well,
all good guests.
We did today on purpose without a guest.
just to
We could
review.
easily right.
Just to tickle.
Just to allow Tom to tickle and tease and be the engineer today.
Come here, Kevin. I got to tickle you.
No, thank you.
By the
I'll
way,
stay on this
very-
side of the table.
Very serious question online.
What's
All
that?
right.
People want to know how to. Okay, here's the question.
Yes.
If I'm listening to the show, can I tell my boss I was stopped by a train? People literally want help on excuses to tell their bosses
Well-
because they're watching the show.
John, they came to the right place.
Because Tom's full of excuses.
Dude, I am like, I consider myself like, had I, learned multiple languages, there's no doubt I'd be working for the CIA
Had I.
right now. Had I. If I could go back in time and
My
learn multiple.
recollection is you had a Spanish tutor at City Hall for
I
a
did.
while.
I did. But had
And
I
it
learned
shows.
multiple languages, like if I would have learned French like you,
Yes.
if I would have learned the language of love, right, I would probably be a spy right now. James Bond, right?
All these things that could have, would have, should have.
No, but you know why I would say that? Because I am freaking cool customer when
All
it
right.
comes to
That
when the
is-
shit
that
is
is
on the
true.
line.
I will
when the
give you
shit
that.
is on the
Yeah,
line
absolutely.
and you need a level-headed response, you call the locomotive. I will give it to you.
You're good under pressure.
Okay, so the problem is this person.
Back to the question.
This person's going to be late to work, right?
Correct.
And they don't have an excuse.
But they want to keep listening
Is the
because they're
train
so
a good
excited
excuse?
about the train.
Yeah.
The train always works. I mean, that's
I got
a solid
caught by a
excuse,
train.
right? I mean, if you have kids, you could always blame your kid. Like you got the whole, my kid had to go to school today, right?
My kid was sick, had a fever. Then they're like, wait a minute, what?
How about
had a
this one?
fever? You can't
Oh
say
my
that.
God.
You could tie in coronavirus. My kid could not find their mask.
Oh, there you go. Had a problem with the masks.
Like
The internet was down at my house, so I was really concerned about e-learning.
for sure.
You can use e-learning as an excuse now.
E-learning.
Wait a second. It took me a minute, Josh, but I got it. He was stopped by a train. It's not a lie. It's the truth. He got stopped by the
well,
train.
then you have nothing to worry about.
That is the most solid excuse.
It's so-
I got 2 flat tires.
I hear it all the time.
He got stopped by the Thomas the Tank.
I had a friend.
That's it. That's it.
So-
Thomas the Tank.
Here's
This is a locomotive.
here's inventiveness.
Lindsay,
See,
I had
my train's always moving, buddy. My train never stops.
I had a friend that was real good at excuses, and he knows who he is, but he literally thought through, and I didn't think about this till after he used the excuse, that he called in and said, I'm going to be really late for work. We had been out late the night before. Because I've got 2 flat tires. Because, of course, one would just be like, oh, just use the spare. It's like, I got 2. I had 2 flat tires. I'm going to be really late today.
But like he has to go above and beyond and slash his own tires.
Who knows
That's
if they
what-
were even down.
If they're bad tires, you could slash your own tires and you could stay home all day. You're like, what am I
What
supposed
am I
to
gonna do now?
Right? Like, must be an angry lover.
Someone's, of course, not an enemy, just
Not
an
an-
angry lover.
An angry lover because this person probably has multiple
Yep.
lovers.
All right, so I think we've taken enough time between teases. Who's another guest?
Judge Tom Stefaniak, Lake County
That
Juvenile
is going to
Court.
be great.
Yeah, Judge Stefaniak and I have known each other a long time as Kevin. He was Hammond City Court Judge for a number of years. Went on to become Lake County Superior Court Judge
In felony division,
in the felony division.
time.
So big time cases, and then he
death
went over.
penalty cases. I mean, that's
As big as they come. The most
Emotionally
egregious
draining.
crimes, the
I would
most
think-
egregious crimes in the region,
I would think as a judge, being a felony judge has got to
Yeah.
be emotionally draining.
especially in Lake County.
All you're seeing every day.
You're seeing violent crime
Yep.
after violent crime
Every
after
day.
violent crime, you
Every
know?
day.
And then he took, using a seniority, which I don't understand very much, he bumped basically when there was an opening in Lake County Juvenile Court judge position.
Transferred over.
He transferred over, took over the juvenile court judge, and it's probably where he'll spend the rest of his career.
I would
Is it?
think so. Yeah, I would think Judge Tom's got to be close to getting.
He's definitely gotten his pension.
Yeah, but I think there's some hook to that. Like you have to be a certain age.
Yeah. But you have to do, I know because Marissa's
20
a
or
judge,
something, or
8 years.
Oh, 8. Okay.
8 to
Nice.
to vest, and then it just depends on how much you want percentage wise.
Okay.
Like when you've been a judge for a long time, like Judge Cantrell, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
she's already maxed.
But is she to the age where she can
No,
retire?
no,
Okay.
but there's no incentive once she hits that age to stay any longer. It's not like you're adding to your pension, So when you hit the age and you've already maxed, you're like, okay, what am I doing here? You could bounce, get your pension, and start another career. You can start practicing law. You could run for office. You could do other things.
you
but
could stay judge if you want to.
you could stay judge forever if you want, but
Well-
you're never going to increase the percentage on your pension.
The interesting thing about Judge Stefaniak is, of course, and some people probably already know this, but he is a big-time motorcycle rider, big-time snowmobiler, and has also attended a Molly Hatchet concert with the mayor. So
Oh yeah,
we're going to get into
that was a
all
good
that.
story. That was a good
We're
story.
going to get into all that. Don't give it away
For
right
those
now.
of you Judge Stefaniak's a great guest because he is a very normal person.
Oh, yeah.
he's almost ridiculously normal.
If you want to hear a Cal City accent, come to hear
Yeah.
Judge Stefaniak. I mean, that's what I love about Judge Tom. He is a regular guy.
He's going to have some war stories for us we could talk about. Him and I had a couple of disagreements about a year ago about a couple cases involving juveniles, and I want to ask him about that because I know Tom very well, Judge Stefaniak, excuse me, and he's the type of guy, he doesn't put up with any nonsense.
He does not.
No. So and I don't put up with nonsense either.
No,
And
you
the
don't.
thing that I was, I want to ask him off the record, so to speak, does
You'll
it
be on the
frustrate
record, 'cause
because
we'll be
sometimes I think he feels like sometimes his hands are tied and there's not much he could do, even though he wants to hammer, a juvenile for committing this egregious crime. Sometimes he's hampered, and
It'll
I
be
know
interesting to hear.
it frustrates me as a mayor because I'm trying to put all the bad guys in jail, and sometimes
Regardless of their age.
So anyway, yeah, regardless. I mean, if they committed a serious
Egregious
crime,
act.
that's
yeah.
right. So
Well, that'll be fun. It'll be a fun discussion.
are we done tickling?
I think we're done.
We got good guests.
Let's
coming up.
let's do the rest of our sponsors, and we'll talk
So we
about
got some
our
good guests coming up,
postmortems.
and then we can talk about the shows we did. And tell you what, man, I'm having a lot of fun. We got sponsors and then mailbag. We do have mailbags this week.
Whoa.
Hopefully, do me a favor when you do mailbag. Like, some people that actually like me write in. We're reading off the ones that don't like me. It seems like a lot more don't like me than. I mean,
that's up to you.
It just
that's
seems
all
like,
on you.
It seems like a vast preponderance of the mailbags coming in don't like me, even though I'm the engine driving this train. I just
like
don't
I
get
said,
that.
this is a therapeutic
Who
session
likes the
for
caboose?
Tom as well as a good podcast.
Like, I'm going to start cherry picking the mailbag, just looking for
there
stuff
is no
that's good.
caboose anymore. This is what concerns me.
There's no caboose?
They're gone.
Whatever happened
to the ages? They've faded away.
That's right, Kevin.
Maybe.
That's right.
They're so when you see an empty chair on Friday, John, we'll know what happened.
They're unimportant.
I went the way of the caboose.
They're old fashioned. You're right. That's right, Kevin. The caboose is out.
How about the rest of our sponsors? And we're going to go talk about our former shows.
I'm up first, aren't I?
I think, yeah, sure.
The Emerald Green Restaurant. The Emerald Green is a fine dining experience in Hammond, Indiana. Located at the Frank Lloyd Wright Inspired Clubhouse at the Lost Marsh Golf Course, they are open to the public year-round. There is also a banquet hall for all your catering needs. Please come and enjoy our family-friendly environment, our great Italian food, and more. Visit our website for more at emeraldgreen@lostmarsh.com.
The Mental Edge Podcast, run by Jay Wakazi, USW Local 1011 Safety Chairman. The Mental Edge Podcast discusses life in the Union, life in the region, and life in general. They pledge to discuss all the things they love about being men with an infectious transparency that's laced with just the right amount of humor. Find them on the Apple Podcast app under the title The Mental Edge Podcast. I subscribed. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Isn't it cool being on an Apple Podcast app?
Yeah, it is.
I'm still geeked.
It's there.
I'm still geeked about that.
You just, every day you're like, let me search that again and make sure we're still
Then
there.
I call up John. Why the hell isn't it up yet, John?
He
John
literally
loves
did do that
John
once.
loves those calls.
Dude, when you're the freaking locomotive, you had to make sure your train is running smooth.
I understand that. All the
So
cars.
like, I'm barking a lot, but like it's out of love. It's a lovely bark. Like, John, where the hell is this
Why
thing?
does
Right?
this not just sound like the train? It sounds like City Hall too, John. Like, what?
Dude, when you're the captain of a ship, man,
Now,
sometimes
here we go. Now we're on the water.
Sometimes you can't be like Mr. Nice Guy. You got to be tough because you have stresses that other people don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
Was the captain on your ship always like
The captain on my ship was always
tough?
He was actually a pretty nice guy.
Thank
He was.
you. See,
It was the Cobb on the submarine, the chief of the boat. See the officers
chief of the boat.
Cobb, yeah, chief of the boat, total pricks. All right, they're the a-holes. They're the
Are
ones
they
that-
like the high enlisted guys?
Yeah,
or-
the guys that have been in the Navy 25, 30 years. Like Mike Cobb one time, first off, we had a Cobb. Like he would smoke a cigarette, and then as his cigarette was coming down, he'd be lighting the next cigarette with the one that was going out. He would just constantly smoked, right?
You could smoke on the boat.
Yeah, back then you could.
Wow.
Continuously. Back then, I doubt you could now.
It's like when you could smoke
Back
on
then,
airplanes.
Back then, yeah, you could smoke on airplanes, but back then there was no women on submarines either, and there is now.
Things have changed since you've been in the Navy.
I cannot imagine. I mean, believe me, I'm open-minded, but like being in close proximity to men and women like that, I guarantee you, there's hanky-panky going on submarines. Guarantee, like no doubt. I was underwater for 3 freaking months.
Clay,
I was underwater for 3 months. Like, even you'd be looking good after a while, Kev.
that's scary.
Whoa.
I'm glad I wasn't
You
on
are-
the submarine
you are-
with you.
You are pretty sexy though.
Thank
Kevin
you.
would have brought his Farrah Fawcett poster.
He would be using
to use.
I'm using my
Quote,
poster. Leave me
unquote.
alone. Nasty ass.
Boy.
Cost counter goes up.
Yeah. Ding.
Griziola Concrete, voted #1 in the region by the Times. By the way, he did a project for my brother, a brick oven for pizza, and Aaron made pizza yesterday in the brick oven.
In the Griziola concrete brick oven.
Yeah, took 3 minutes to make the pizza. It was 600 and something degrees inside the brick oven. It's like amazing.
And the pizza was good.
It was unbelievably good. It was my brother's.
Another
first
secret.
time.
Aaron's a good cook.
Yeah, but he didn't. I made the pizza.
Oh, you did.
He
You
made the
chose your
dough.
own.
He like I didn't do shit.
He did all the
actually.
work. You sprinkled the
I
cheese
sprinkled
on
the cheese on
Put
there.
it in, Aaron.
I put the tomato sauce on there too, but it was super, super good. And the reason I'm saying it is Bernie Griziola did that whole project for him. It was great. Voted #1 in the region by the Times. Our company has the best concrete and masonry contractors in the area ready to help with your end of summer project. Griziola's Concrete Work, a well-known, experienced concrete and masonry small business, fully licensed, bonded, and covered with insurance, authorized to perform concrete and masonry work in the state of Indiana. Call us at 219-659-4127. That's Griziola's Concrete.
By the way, circling back to the hot sauce thing, is that a McDermott thing? Because I'm in Michigan with Aaron not too long ago, and there was hot sauce on everything.
Aaron puts hot sauce on everything.
Everything.
Aaron is like over the top with it.
Wow.
Yeah. Aaron's like, we all eat really spicy food. My dad, but like Aaron is definitely the king when it comes to spice in our family.
Everything. It was like Twizzlers. Oh, I got some hot sauce.
He's crazy. He's crazy, isn't he?
Yes, he's nuts.
I mean,
but an incredible cook.
Yeah,
he made some carne asada that was just out of this world.
Aaron's a great cook. Like Aaron is a great cook.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. He puts me. I can't cook eggs. Like I'm horrible at cooking. Marissa doesn't even let me cook.
She's smart.
She doesn't even let me.
She's,
and then like everybody gets pissed. Oh, what do you make, Dad? I'm like, I'm not allowed.
I'm not allowed.
I'm too busy driving the damn train.
You're lucky
I got shit to do.
You're lucky
right?
I can put cheese and sauce on a piece of dough that Aaron gave me.
That's right. It was good though.
All right, let's the last one, but not least, sponsor, and then we're going to do mailbag with Lindsay. Jeremy Rivas, Porter County 2nd District County Council. Councilman Jeremy Rivas is a blue-collar, down-to-earth guy who has represented Porter County residents with their issues in mind. If you want representation from someone who understands what it is like to work for the unions, who fights for the average person, and who is trustworthy, Councilman Jeremy Rivas deserves your vote and support. Visit his Facebook at Rivas for 2nd District for more info. Councilman Jeremy, thanks so much for the sponsorship.
I'm getting him as a guest in the future.
Oh,
we will be tickling you
some
with Jeremy.
Porter County issues.
I will tickle you with Jeremy in the future. Yes.
By the way, we might not be done tickling.
Uh-oh.
We just got a comment on Facebook.
Oh,
is this the Drew?
How do you guys feel about this? Yeah.
Oh, Drew Fox wants to come
Drew
on.
Fox just said,
18th Street.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are having way too much fun. I want to join
Only
in.
if he brings
Drew
beer.
Fox is in.
Oh, he's done. That is going to be
I will
great.
tickle you with Drew any day. Thank you, Drew.
Tickle you with Drew. That's the name of the episode.
That's it. Done.
Thank you, Drew. Let's line it up. Lindsay will
Finally, John, after having to hear that for the last 45 minutes, it finally came.
Now you
ended up with something good.
Now you see why I'm the locomotive. I come up with great shit, right?
Tickling you with Drew.
I will tickle you with
John,
Drew.
add something to the curse counter, please.
I will tickle you with Drew.
Lindsay's
Love Drew Fox.
Lindsay's on with mailbag.
Mailbag.
Mailhag. What the?
I didn't say mailhag.
Did you say mailhag?
Did you say mailhag?
No, your dad did.
You said that.
Wow.
Your dad did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would never
Now
say that
she's
about
definitely
my
not
daughter.
nervous. She's pissed.
I'm feeling really harassed right now.
Oh, here we go.
no.
Great. Oh, boy. Me
lawsuit.
too. Me too.
Remember where we are, Lindsay? To the location.
Okay. It's an LLC. So okay.
I'll represent
Mailbag. All right. These are all real. I know this. I can testify to that. So all right.
What?
First
You're insinuating some of our mailbag is not real?
the last one we did was 2 truths and a lie. So yes.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, they were all made up.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's fake news. Okay.
All right.
First one. User by the name of Hey Roman says they
Hey,
get
Roman.
it. This is what local broadcasting should be. You don't have to agree on everything, but you have to appreciate the mayor's brutal honesty.
Brutal.
And Kevin's just plain old honesty.
Thank you.
There you go. And then Robert also said, as a region native and congressional staffer in D.C., I can say that this podcast is far more interesting than the perpetual spin zone in our nation's capital. The mayor is always entertaining regardless of your politics.
I like that we're reaching DC. The podcast is out in the nation's capital.
I like
How come
it.
nobody
I like
talks about Kevin? I feel like
I like it
It's
when we
okay.
talk
They
about
did. We had the one mailbag where it was like Ringo. Remember?
Yeah.
The liking of
No one
Ringo.
talks about the caboose.
Nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
The caboose
Thank
is
you,
important,
John.
though, Kevin.
I'm just here to keep things going.
This is where we put all of our luggage.
Just making
You know,
sure.
like if you have like stuff you have to store, where do you put it? In the caboose. That's
I
like
guess.
without the
I mean,
caboose.
I don't even know. They
I
don't
couldn't
even
take my
exist
crap
anymore.
with me
Like
without
I
the
said,
caboose.
they're
Dad, I
gone.
don't think you know much about trains.
I know.
I'm
a lot
with you,
about
Lindsay.
Trains, Lindsay. I know a lot about trains.
Submarines, yes. Trains, not so much.
Yeah.
Do we have any more mailbags?
Yes, we have one more mailbag. All right. A user by the name of Just Here to Troll says,
Sounds like a positive.
Oh no.
I know, it sounds like a really great one. I'm just curious if the mayor and Kevin are doing this podcast on city time.
Oh.
Whoa,
Ooh.
we've been found out.
Oh.
That'd be an early start to the day.
I better take that. I'm not. Well, maybe, but better take podcast off my bill, my monthly bill
Yeah,
to the
right.
city. Oh no,
Podcast.
I don't have hours, by the way. The mayor
unfortunately, you don't because
mayor works 24/7.
They do.
Yeah.
You're always on call.
There's not really a clock in and clock out
no.
function.
Believe me.
You can
Trust me,
testify
I
to
know.
that.
I
So
know.
how do people get mailbags into us, Linz?
Well, you can send
Leave a
me
voicemail.
a message. Leave a voicemail. We'll play the most awful ones on
That's
the
a
show
good idea.
live.
That's a great idea.
To make sure people know they're real.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. Like leave a crappy
Please.
message.
Maybe
like
just
leave
Crank
a good
Anchors,
message.
like leave us a really good voicemail. We'll put it on
Crankers.
live. We'll vet them, though. I promise.
Yes, or
No,
direct
nothing
message,
hold-
right? Or Facebook.
You could send us a message on Left of Center Podcast. You can also reach us at LockPod on Twitter and send us a message there. Or you can reach me personally, or my favorite, you can contact his fan page, Tom McDermott Jr.
The Locomotive.
I do not run that. So that will also get to us.
Awesome. Thanks, Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn.
No problem.
Good job.
Bye,
Mailbag.
guys.
I love mailbag. This week was a lot better
By the way,
than last week.
you said you watched a movie last night.
I did. I watched that Greyhound.
Recommended to me by Phil Talon. Recommended to you by me.
Yeah.
And I recommended it to Phil.
Did you?
there.
Yes.
It's like a train, John.
Phil has nothing original. Let's be honest.
Well, you know,
You're right about that.
Yes.
the person driving the train's got other stuff going on. I don't have time to pay attention to the stuff going on in the real world. So I need to be informed of what's cool.
Tell us about Greyhound. It's on Apple. By the way, it's on Apple TV Plus.
It was really good.
Phenomenal.
It was first off, like the communications, like
So tell us as a
phone
Navy
talking.
guy.
But I always tell people one of my jobs during battle stations, I was a phone talker for the captain, and people are like, "What does that mean?" Like you see it in Greyhound. You have people. It's like a relay system. Like the captain barks out orders, and your job is to get it down, and then like somebody takes the orders and gives it to another officer,
Like
and it
sonar
goes
and
yeah.
then-
So the captain's not sitting on phones all the time. The captain's just barking out orders, and your job is to never miss an order.
Interesting.
And you bark it down through the sound-powered telephone system, and then they bark it back. But like one of the reasons I talk so fast is because of that, probably because I don't know if you remember this. There was a scene in the movie yesterday where there was a submarine coming real close to the ship, and one of the phone talkers sneezed and couldn't talk, and they were like, "What are you doing?" Because like you need to be like available to communicate like instantly.
So how do you get that? I mean, how do you like get up to that job? It's not obviously something you walk on the ship.
I was senior on the boat, so like they knew I knew my stuff, and the captain liked me. He was trying to get me into re-enlist too, and I think he thought if he worked me like personally, I sat on the bridge with him for like a year, and I think he thought if he could work me for a year, he'd get me to re-enlist. He was wrong.
So
I was pretty
phone
solid.
talker. But as a phone talker yourself, you thought that the Greyhound was pretty accurate.
Very, very, very accurate. It was one of the more accurate Navy shows I've seen.
Is it a language all itself, or is it? I mean,
I understood everything they were saying.
Interesting.
Like all the make 16 knots, had 2/3. I mean, that was all very accurate. It was pretty cool. And seeing the old time sonar equipment and stuff like that, it was really, I liked it a lot.
How many sonar guys are on a sub?
We have probably, we have 3 on watch at all times, and there's
so 3 on sonar.
but like it's a lot
stations at all
different. You
times.
see them like we could see the whole ocean basically. I mean, like immediately around us. Whereas back then you had to like dial it in to like listen to areas. Now it's just like a waterfall display, and you could actually see in the waterfall if you're making contact with anything. It's pretty cool.
That was back when you were doing it. I wonder what it looks like now. It's probably even improved since.
I'm sure it's way better now.
So there were actually 3 guys on sonar at all times.
Yeah, in the sonar room. There's a whole room devoted to sonar. But submarines, that's how you see. I mean, you see with sound. So like without sonar, you can't see anything. I mean, a lot of people think there's windows on submarines. There's not a damn window. As soon as you go below deck, it's solid.
So sonar's your eyes.
Yeah, sonar's your eyes.
Yeah, well, I would recommend Greyhound to anybody.
Greyhound's excellent.
Solid, right, John?
It's incredible. By the way, so we're promoting an Apple movie. We're promoting Apple TV Plus. We're promoting Apple Podcasts. I'm thinking they need to sponsor this show.
Yeah. I'll call it.
We have our iPhones. I have my
Steve.
iPad up.
I'll call Steve Jobs after the
Right?
show.
John, we have our
Oh, yeah,
our
you
hard-
have
our
Tim
hardware's
Cook,
even
my
here.
bad.
Promoting Apple.
Yeah, Tim Cook, my bad.
But this does segue into a comment just now because
What's
the
that?
pressure is mounting on this.
Uh-oh.
People want left of center on Spotify.
Agree.
Well, John,
coming.
get to work.
It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I just
It's gonna
started,
happen. Android users were not being discriminatory against you.
Yeah, I have half my family's Android based. Tommy and Patrick, the computer dorks.
They're Android guys, huh?
Tommy, there's only 3 in the entire McDermott family. It's Tommy and Patrick, so there's a trend there, and then Brett for some reason.
Brett's in an Android?
Brett's an Android guy.
That's it.
Really?
When we were texting, it suddenly
It's green?
turned green when he got
Green.
involved.
I think Brett's being slimed here.
Well, I agree.
Brett is like,
That's why we're saying green.
don't bring out angry Brett, man. No. He'll get pissed. He'll be freaking coming in here.
How did
Bring
his
it on,
pizza
Brett.
come
He's
out?
like the Incredible Hulk. He wasn't there.
Oh.
Yeah. He had something better going.
Well, let's talk
Than
about
to be hanging with his brother.
apparently.
Yeah. Man, I was at Aaron's house. My brother Aaron's got 2 twins that are, what are they, Lynn's? 1? They're probably around 1, right?
I think they're got to be.
They're A
2?
little,
1.5?
they're closer to 2. They're
1.5.
Because Jordan's what, 5 or 6, maybe 5.
Jordan
He's turning
just started-
6 next month.
Yeah, Jordan just started kindergarten. So, yeah, he's 5, turning
great.
6. So you got Jordan, high
Big
energy,
brother.
5-year-old, and then you got 2 1.5-year-olds. And it's like,
That's
and a dog.
tough work for Aaron and Christina.
Well, I think they appreciated us coming over because I like jumped on the ground and started playing with them. And
Like, stay here, Uncle Tom.
it was crazy. It was like, wow. I tell you what, every time I get the feeling I want to have kids, I just go over there.
Go over to Aaron's.
I'm like, all right, Marissa was right.
There is another comment too,
Okay.
and I hope
What's
it's okay. We're reading from the
Yeah,
comments.
please,
We
please.
love it.
Someone chimed in that there is something Kevin brings to the show.
What?
Fashion.
Besides,
Fashion.
That's hard.
Don't laugh.
Did
They
put,
said
Kevin
they like
does.
your sport coat today.
I
Thank
like
you.
it too.
This is
It
a
looked nice.
new one.
Who
Bought
are
it
you
this
wearing?
year.
That's
Who are you
nice,
wearing
Kevin.
today, Kevin?
Brooks Brothers.
Brooks Brothers jacket.
How do I know?
Wow.
Look
And
at
shirt.
Kevin. He's such a
Actually,
pimp.
and pants too.
P-I-M-P.
Stand up and give us a little
Let me see.
spin.
No,
Let me
that's
see.
no. I
Show
will
us
not
some. Come
do
on,
that.
man.
No,
I'll stand.
I'm good right here.
I'll stand.
The
Go
color
ahead.
coordination with the gray pants, it's nice.
Thank you.
It is.
Well,
It's
John
very
told
brave.
me I can't. If I have a white shirt on, I need to wear a jacket because we were having some production issues. So
Really? That's
I've-
nice. You look nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've got to actually be a lawyer.
Jan is a
today,
lucky
too.
woman. I always think that.
I don't think she thinks
You're
that.
definitely
always think
showing us
that.
all up, like fashion-wise, for sure today.
Well, I've got work to do today. So
Oh yeah, it's not casual Friday.
no, Friday I'll be back in the t-shirt. We'll see what I wear this Friday.
Do you think football season's going to last, by the way?
I'm hopeful.
I mean,
You talking about NFL? Because
I think
NFL,
NFL
starts Thursday.
are they going bubble? They're not, right?
No, they're not. But they're going like, and they're going minimal fans. I think they're going like 25% fans. I think.
NFL is?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of college. Like Notre Dame's going 25%.
No
right?
fans, though. It's
Students,
students,
staff,
staff, faculty.
and no tailgating.
Student, staff, family of players. That's it.
Okay.
And no tailgating. They said there's going to be max 15,000 people at the game.
I mean, that's more than we've seen in other sports, right? I mean, Wrigley Field's empty for baseball. NBA's in a bubble. NHL's in a bubble. NFL, what are they doing with fans? I don't know the answer to that.
They're not.
No fans.
They got it. I mean, have you seen it? I haven't even seen fans in Europe.
No, you're right. No,
Hold
in
it.
soccer, no fans
In Korea,
either.
aren't they bringing fans back to baseball games in Korea?
Korea or Japan, I don't know. I haven't heard.
I thought so.
Well, all I can say is I'm hoping the NFL season survives. I think everybody's hopeful. The question's always going to become, just like it was in baseball, what happens when a team has some positive cases? I mean, you saw the Marlins go down for
I think
10
baseball
days.
did it wrong, and we should.
I do too.
I think if you're positive, you quarantine, and it's like you're injured, and like it encourages teams to be safe. You know what I'm saying? So like if your quarterback is down with COVID, you can't skip the game. You had to have the game
Well,
without your quarterback.
look what they did to Plesac on the Indians. They
Yeah.
released
Well, that
him.
was a team decision.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I think that got people understanding that the teams aren't messing around.
Hey man, Matt Money's going to get pissed off. We keep talking sports. He's going to
Yeah,
feel like we're
gonna
coming
have
at
to
him,
get
right?
Get him on.
Matt Money Smith is Kevin Smith's brother. He's famous.
He is. Well, it was funny. We had a text chain with my cousins yesterday, and somebody said they saw him on Hard Knocks. They said, "You know what? Maybe you're about a B+ star now." One of my
B+?
cousins from Texas.
That's solid. Being
I
on
thought it
Hard
was
Knocks.
funny. Hard Knocks was cool. Yeah, he was on the social justice show because they're doing Rams Chargers, and Matt's the radio voice for the Chargers, and he had a little cameo, and his voice was on for a little bit. So
Are we going to have Matt on the show one day?
Matt said that he doesn't know if he's coming in like he usually does, but he said he'd be happy to talk to John about a way they've been doing guests on their shows. Like they've been doing Zoom, and it's been working on their
yeah?
podcast and on their a radio show that he has out in L.A. And he said it's been working real well. So, John, I do want to talk to you about that.
Do you think he'd be intimidated with me being in here, being the locomotive of this train and all that?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure. You know, I bet you're probably going to be the most intimidating guest he's ever had to deal with.
He's going to feel like when he comes in, he's like,
Like,
there's
oh,
something
man.
different going on in this room. I could
Well,
tell.
you and him will have a field day with me. I guarantee
Oh,
you that.
I cannot
So,
wait. I will have my best material. So, like, the first time I met Matt, Kevin and I were in L.A. I was getting an award, actually, and we're out there, and Kevin's
College
like,
Bound.
yeah, for College Bound. We got a national award, and we were out there, and Kevin's like, hey, you want to go meet my brother? I'm like, yeah. And I just hear rumors about Kevin's brother, right? That he's, at the time,
He had his radio show. He's got
Yeah.
He's got.
He was on K-Rock still?
Yeah. No, he wasn't on K-Rock. He was doing his. He has a kind of like you would think of the Score, right? It's like the alternative to ESPN in LA. It's a show he has every day in the afternoon drive in LA. It's sports
So
show.
anyway, Kevin, we were staying at this hotel, and we tell Matt where to meet us, and Kevin and I are in there eating breakfast, and Matt walks in. Nobody recognizes him because they don't recognize it at the time.
Sure, radio voice.
Right, he's on the radio, and he comes in and he starts talking to us, and as soon as he starts talking to us, like 4 people like immediately turn their heads. The owner of the place came over, and it was like all he had to do was start talking, and everybody knew who he was.
Yeah, it's funny. It was
and then I was just like, we were in L.A., and I was just like Kevin's got a famous freaking brother. Like we're in L.A.
Kevin's star just went way down. Matt's star just.
I'm
went
like,
way
what
up.
happened to the genes here? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, it's sad. But, well, here I am. I'm the radio voice just in the podcast.
Kevin. You're an important part of this
Thank
podcast.
You. The caboose, I remember.
That's right. It's a very important part of the podcast. Without a caboose, you can't have passengers.
We are
Without
gonna
passengers,
try to
you got
get
no
Matt
money.
on.
Yeah, we got to get Matt on.
Yeah, he said he'd be happy to do it anytime.
Awesome.
And he's ready to talk NFL and whatever.
I love that. That's great. Matt's a great guy, by the way. He's funny, smart.
Yeah, NFL Network, Chargers Radio. He's got his own radio show out there, so he's doing well.
Yeah. Hey, I really liked the Jerry Davis interview we did. By the way,
I did too.
He said after the show, he's like, "I'm sorry, I was down." I'm like, "Are you crazy? I thought that was a great show."
I thought it was interesting to hear Jerry say that he was midnight to 3 a.m. writer. Which, you kind of always think of writers like at their typewriter or, doing it late at night. And he confirmed that.
That's like you too, right?
Yeah, I like working at night for sure.
I am early morning.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm both. I like doing both. So.
Kevin doesn't sleep.
I don't sleep much.
Yeah. You don't sleep. How much do you sleep a night?
4 or 5 maybe.
Every night?
I mean, no, I'll tell you one thing. Over Labor Day, I caught up. Okay. I did. I like to catch up on Friday nights.
I don't believe in that
concept. I did. Well, I'm not saying, all I'm saying is I slept more than I do usually. During the week, I'm 5-6.
What time did you go to bed last night?
Midnight.
I went to bed at 10:30, maybe. It was probably even earlier.
Yeah, after Greyhound.
And then what time you wake up?
I woke up today 5:30, so 5:30.
So you go to bed after me and wake up before me. I woke up I was awake at 5:30, and then I went back to sleep and woke up at 6.
Yeah, it's an early morning on podcast day.
It is. I know. I get up at 6.
Without a doubt. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, having Jerry on there was good.
I thought Jerry was great.
Really
for those of you that didn't get a chance to listen to the Jerry Davis show, it's worth listening to. I think it was a legitimately funny show. I listened to it and was literally laughing.
I think we're getting better too, or at least I feel like, we're improving our concept. We're improving kind of how the pod goes. We're being careful.
Well, I think we learned when we had Richard Leverett in here, I thought the best part of Richard's interview was the end, and unfortunately
last 20 minutes.
Yeah, for the people that stuck through, the last 20 minutes of Richard's show was amazing. So
talked about Black Lives Matter, social justice.
Yeah, it was great. And then Kevin and I got together after that interview, and then we both slapped each other because him and I are both attorneys. I think most of you know that, and we feel like you were deposing somebody, and we're getting everything on the record, and some stuff that you get on the record is not interesting.
Right.
And I think that we delved a little too much with Richard. We should have probably steered that better.
Yeah, or maybe reorganized. We had our notes, and it's kind of it's good to reorganize when you know that. I think we both knew that the Black Lives Matter and social justice discussion was going to be good with Richard, and we probably should have moved it up.
Yeah.
To earlier in the show.
Maybe we'd start doing best of and stuff when we get more material, John.
Wow, best of when we're on vacation.
You know what I'm saying?
Over Christmas.
Right, John?
Worst of.
Worst of? Well, I guarantee
the train discussion.
You could take clips of every show, John, and we can make eventually, we'll have clips that you could run.
Hopefully at some point the mayor will say we'll take a couple shows off around Christmas time.
Yeah.
He'll give me Christmas off.
Right.
But
I'm pretty hard on it right now.
And that's another thing, Tom, I was going to say is that these things, and you just mentioned it, if you want to hear a show, that's one great thing about the podcast app. Go subscribe and you can go check it out. Go listen to that.
It's probably one of the brightest parts of my life in the last 3 months was when we got picked up so quick by Apple.
I remember when I texted you. You were in a meeting or something. And you're like, "What?"
I couldn't believe it, John. I thought we were going to be doing this till November, December, and then maybe we'd.
Well, any smart producer, John was like, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Undersell, John.
Did it surprise you?
John Vesmar's mantra.
It shocked me too, man.
Shocked me.
I know. It was so cool that we got picked up. So next to Spotify. That's our next goal.
How long, John?
What the hell's going on?
How much on the record?
December.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
so Richard, I thought Richard was great. The last 20 minutes of the show, if you only got it, I tell you what, with Richard, it was a great interview. Super interesting guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to have him in again, actually. But the last 20 minutes when we started talking about
what's really
going on,
good.
Yeah,
it's just really good. I thought his perspective was very, just even for me, enlightening. It was really interesting for me to hear Richard talk about those issues that are happening right now in a, kind of from his perspective. Mm-hmm. That's what I love about this show is you really do get people's perspective. And in Richard's case, it opened my mind up to some things that I hadn't really thought about before.
Yep. We had Dabberton. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you, John?
No, I was going to say I'm glad you guys are talking about this because when we first sat down, it was we're going to do this podcast, but let's also record it live. Hence, here we are on Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys want to talk about the viewership numbers? Because it seems like today, too, a lot of people are comparing us. And I don't know how much you want to get into this, but currently live another broadcast.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about our viewership numbers since we started this thing, which is really just a perk of recording the podcast itself, is we're just live right now recording it, you know?
I like knowing how many people are watching.
Yeah, I do too. It's good to
me.
know. I know it's really important to the mayor. I like to know that people are looking. So if we had just a couple people, including our moms listening, that's good. But no, it's good to see. And I think it's always nice to know that people are watching. But I really do enjoy watching the stats on Apple Pod, John. Those are the stats that
I haven't seen that lately. But I agree with Kevin. I think it's good because sometimes you think you had a great show and you look at the views and they're not that great. And it's surprising. And sometimes you don't think it's going to be an amazing show, and then the views are off the charts.
And you hear from people like, "Oh, that was a great show," and I'm thinking, like, "God, that was really
like." How about this?
Really
the Dabberton article, the Dabberton interview.
So many positives,
and off the charts number of views. I think it was our second most viewed show, only behind the first show we did.
T-Dabs comes through.
T-Dabs, that was and granted, perfect timing. When we announced Tom as our guest, it was right at the same time that Mayor Stahura's plea deal with the federal government was announced.
Right.
So I think we had a lot of natural curiosity that way. But Dabberton, I think that was our second most viewed show. Is that true?
Yes.
So
so it was a good guest. I mean, we've been lucky. We really have been blessed that we've had good guests. We had your dad on. He was hilarious. Number one, I love your dad. Number two, he's just full of information, and
he's full of something. Yeah.
He's great to have.
By the way, he said he was buying another boat. He has not bought another boat. Thank God, by the way.
No.
He does getting freaking gray hair. And
we know where your embellishment comes from. It comes right from your dad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And on that.
Yeah, so anyway.
And then we don't forget about Matt Riordan.
Yeah, Matt was great. Well, we talked about him.
Yeah,
and by the way, Mara on Friday, we've been lucky. We've had some great shows, Mayor. I think the pod's doing well. I'm looking forward to Friday with Mara.
Hey, speaking of
wrap it up for us.
Well, hold it. Oh, I want to talk about this.
All right.
I got show and tell, and I don't know if you can pull in on this, John. This is one of the cool things I was given. Where should I hold it, John?
Right there is good.
Okay.
Perfect.
I don't know when I was one of the happy days of when I was running the fest. One of my favorite bands I ever got was Sublime. One of my favorite bands of all time. I've met these guys a number of times. I met them in Lake Tahoe. Met them in Indianapolis. They've done a couple shows up here. One of the guys, you got it, Linz? One of the guys that runs this band is a Hoosier. His name is Cheese. I don't know what his real name is, but he goes by Cheese. He does not have a real name. It's Cheese, right? Cheese comes up to me because he knows I know these guys well, and they like me, and I like them. I love this band, by the way. And they gave me this pass. This pass, it gets me backstage anywhere Sublime plays.
You sure you want to leave it here?
Cool?
In the
absolutely want to leave it here.
And
it's cool. Anywhere they play, and it's really cool. It's laminated. It's you could tell it's really nice. But I get some cool things at the Festival of the Lakes. This was my favorite.
So one of the things we got to remember to talk about with Matt is Sublime as well, because Matt, when he was an intern at K-Rock, Sublime was playing house parties in Malibu.
Oh wow!
And he's got a really good story about how he got date rape onto K-Rock.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. And that kind of just blossomed into
Sublime.
I can't remember. What was the guy's name who passed away? That was the original.
I should know this.
Because it was before they had Rome. Now it's Sublime with Rome. But anyway, that was the original Sublime. Yeah. They were also, and they played the festival at Mayor twice? 2 times?
Oh, yeah.
And they were great both times.
The first time they played, I have a picture of it. Actually, I should bring it in. Where should I put this?
We're gonna put this. We're gonna get it up.
I'm gonna Photoshop that. I'm gonna
Photoshop that.
Everyone now knows what their all access pass looks like.
It is awesome though.
Forever.
It is an all access pass. So,
all right.
Hey, I want to put a shout out to my friends and family in California. I know they're watching the show. The whole state's on fire. It's so sad what's going on.
Unbelievable.
My sister lives. When I say she lives in the mountains, that is not an understatement. When she first moved her house there was no cell phone coverage at all. Now you can get cell phone. They got Wi-Fi through satellite. They get their water from a creek. Their wastewater goes down to the other side of the creek, downstream. It's amazing. Lindsay's been to the house a number of times. One of the coolest places you could look at stars I've ever seen in my life.
Are you worried about them?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Lynn, did you
You
have
could see every single star at nighttime.
The Milky
'Cause there's
Way.
Not, there's
No
not
light
a-
pollution.
You could see the celestial clouds. Like,
Yeah.
there's not a single civilization like within miles of this place. So
Dude.
you're sitting at the top of a mountain,
Yeah.
and you see everything, every constellation. If it's a clear day out, like
You could see like the celestial clouds, like
Those
she
are
said.
fun. Yeah,
I
you
thought
see
it
the
was cloudy,
galaxy.
and my brother-in-law was making fun of me. I'm like, "What is that?" And he's like, "It's the Milky Way."
Wow.
It was like you could see the Milky Way from their house, like clear as day.
It's amazing when you can do things like that.
But
when
like
you're in the dark.
when I was a kid, Kevin, I grew up in California. Everybody knows that. I've lived there from when I was born until I was 18 and joined the Navy, and I haven't lived there since. Okay, so 18 years I would live during the school year in California, and I'd stay every summer my entire life in Hammond, Indiana. Funny enough, when I was a kid, there was one wildfire, 1984. It was a big one too. I remember when we were all so scared, and it was like all around Napa Valley. It was like devastating. One fire when I was a kid. Now there's multiple fires every
Well,
season.
I mean, they said 3 million acres. I want to say it was.
It's because they're not raking their forest,
That's right.
What
Just ask the president.
What a load of crap.
The Creek Fire in Fresno. I drove through that area in Sequoia Valley last year. It's unbelievably beautiful, and to think that it's on fire right now is. I mean, there's so many fires, and it's just I don't know what the solution is, Tom. I don't know how they're going to fix it.
I don't think they are. I think that they have to get better at fighting fires. and this is gonna be-
15,000 people are. Think about the resources every year that California and the country is spending on forest fire.
Did you hear that podcast about the prisoners that fight the fires out there?
I have not heard that.
It was good. It was on the Daily.
On Daily, I'll
it was real
listen to
good.
it.
Yeah, it was a real good one. But
15,000 firefighters are out there right now.
yeah, and a lot of them are prison labor. 80% of the firefighters that are up in the mountains fighting. Like, talk about firefighters are badasses anyway, without a doubt. They're in the best shape of. I mean, by the way, police and fire. If the firemen usually always win, like in battle.
Uh-oh.
No, when they have what is that called? When they fight each other.
At
Slugfest.
the Civic Center, Slugfest.
The firemen are in amazing shape. Okay, I'm talking Hammond firefighters. I'm talking firemen in general, because when you're not fighting fires, you're usually in the station. You can't go anywhere. Our stations all have workout equipment. They work out, and they're in excellent shape, right? In California, if you're a mountain firefighter, dude,
Can't even imagine the shape you're in.
You're like a complete badass.
Did you see like those Chinooks that came down and had to rescue people near Tahoe?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I know.
I mean, it is just devastating.
Yeah, it's real sad what's going on in California.
I wonder if you're going to be able to insure your house. I mean, are you going to get fire insurance on your house in California? Is that going to be possible?
I just wonder, like if in Napa where I lived, and it's a city. I don't think you're unsafe in a city, right? Like, unless you're on the outskirts, close to.
You wouldn't think so, but I mean,
Right.
okay. So that Napa, I think I asked you about that, or I texted you about that. The Napa Valley fire that's going on.
Napa Valley's humongous, Kevin.
Okay, so you're
like
talking
Napa
it could be up,
Valley
like,
includes
your
up
Calistoga.
Valley. When you
all
get
the
up
way
Valley, yeah. Like, I lived in the city of Napa, okay, and that's part of Napa Valley, obviously. But Napa Valley is just humongous.
Yountville, you got to go all the way up.
Yeah.
So,
So
who
yeah,
knows
just
where it
when
is.
they say it's in Napa Valley, and a lot of times they're talking Sonoma or something also. They just say Napa Valley just because everybody knows what that means. But if they said Sonoma, I don't think everybody would know necessarily what that means. So
Well, it's an interesting topic. I'd love to have somebody that knows something about it on the show.
we could get people
bet
that
we
know.
could.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know a lot of people in California that would love to talk about this. So
Be a
that'd
good
be a
show.
one.
Yeah, it would.
I tell you what, man, I think we did all right.
I
This
think
is
we
like
did
old
too.
school, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, John
Thanks
and
for
Lindsay,
Linz
for
and John.
keeping us.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a hot question
Sure.
before the end?
Yeah.
All right.
On the COVID vaccine,
From Adrian Santos.
somebody is asking for your opinion on the COVID vaccine. That must be Adrian Santos.
What do you think about possibly having a vaccine in early November, and would you get the vaccine?
Okay. I would not take the Russian vaccine. How about that?
No, and I also wouldn't take that guy who said he did it at the DIY, the do-it-yourself vaccine
Really?
guy. I saw him too.
Like,
No.
the Russian vaccine eliminates COVID but gives you a third testicle. So
I think it's actually the poison that put that. That I think it's the.
like, I don't got COVID, but
you're in a
I'm
coma
carrying
now.
3.
But
Hyperfertile.
now you're in a coma.
Carrying 3. So no, not the Russian vaccine. I would not. But I tell you what. I mean, right now it's I'm a stock market guy. I think a lot of people realize that. If you don't, you'll learn in time. But Pfizer is in stage 3 right now, and Moderna is in stage 3. Stage 3 involves, I think, 30,000 people for each company have to be tested, and it's all about side effects.
More than that, but okay.
It's about when they give you the vaccine, they check you for antibodies, And then what they don't, so even though you're creating antibodies, if you develop a third testicle, then it's not going to work through stage 3,
I think they
right?
definitely want to make sure that,
especially if you're a woman,
and
that would be
time.
very disturbing.
And that
so.
takes time. Hopefully you wouldn't have a third at that point, but who's counting?
Locomotives going off the rails.
Yeah, it has been, John. I guess my take on that would be, I really would want to read a lot about the vaccine. I'd want to feel educated on it.
I trust. I do trust.
I do too. I trust the
CDC.
I trust the CDC.
I do. I'm not one of these. Just
They're
because Trump's
full
in
of
charge.
great. They're full of great scientists.
They're
and
not going to let
assume-
something out of stage 3 unless it's safe.
I don't know about the head of the CDC. I trust Fauci. I trust the CDC people that are working there. And I would say just get educated on it. I would lean towards taking it.
I agree. By the way, they're saying you have to take 2 doses of it a month apart from each other, too.
And by the way, I would think that you want to give it to our first responders, healthcare workers, people that are older folks,
Locomotive engineers.
way down the line.
No, I've got to be first.
Yeah.
But also,
See?
when it comes to
I
vaccines,
told you this was a selfish show.
when it comes to vaccines, taking multiple doses a month apart is totally normal. Like every single vaccine you take, everyone's like, why do you have to take 2? That's standard.
and you get a booster, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So
You know what I know Kevin knows this, so don't answer, okay?
okay.
Because Kevin will. You know what the fastest vaccine ever created was and how long it took? You guys know?
Like from time that they started creating it
Yeah.
to when they dispersed it.
It was 6 years, but what was it for?
polio.
No.
No?
Mumps.
Measles, mumps, and rubella.
MMR.
Yeah,
MMR, yeah.
MMR.
6 years.
I had to get my booster for that over
Yeah.
the summer. It
6
hurt my
years.
arm.
6
was not
years
fun.
it took them. And so, like, let's keep that in mind because everybody's talking like Trump is teasing like there's going to be a vaccine by the election day. Like, we're in year 1 still. And the fastest in the history of the world is 6 years.
We're in year 0.
We're in year 0, right? So, like, the fact, if they do get this done by the end of the year, it'll be
a
the
medical
fastest.
miracle, yeah.
It is. Like, it just shows Operation Warp Speed is, the real
Yeah,
deal.
and I think the idea of everybody working together to try to do this is helping. It seems like there's all this, and I would say, this is obviously the first important vaccine that's been since the internet. So I think that's also helped worldwide. Information probably gets shared a lot.
Well, do you know why they shut down the Chinese consulate in Houston, right?
So they were stealing information on the COVID stuff.
Mhm,
Yep.
that's right.
It's amazing.
I know.
All right, Mayor.
All right, man.
Good show.
I think it was a great show.
Nice visiting.
Not bad. It's good to
I'm
see you.
looking forward to having Mara on Friday.
I'm going to get my locomotive hat for the next show.
Oh, we can
so
only
We're going to
hope.
order one. So,
We can only hope.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Friday's show, Representative Mara Candelaria Riordan is going to be our guest. She's still our representative here until December 31st when we will be, Election Day, we're electing a new one. So, but Mara's going to be a great guest. I'm looking forward to asking her a lot of questions and talking to her for the first time since May. But thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you,
Tom.
John.
All right, we'll see you soon. Left to Center Pod.
Bye, everybody.